Has anyone ever been to a wedding where someone actually objected? And if so, how did that go? I was at my cousin's wedding last summer when it happened. Everything was going perfectly until the speak now or forever hold your peace moment. That's when my cousin's ex-girlfriend Sarah stood up from the back row. The entire church went silent. She wasn't there to object though. She was there to expose something. "Before you marry him," she said loudly, "you should know he's been texting me for the past 6 months." My cousin's face went white. His bride Jessica just stared at him, waiting for him to deny it, but he couldn't. Sarah pulled out her phone and started reading their messages out loud. "Missing you so much, babe. Can't wait to see you after the honeymoon." The bride ripped off her ring and threw it at him. "Are you serious right now?" That's when Sarah dropped the real bomb. "Oh, and Jessica," she said to the bride, "he told me you were just a placeholder until he figured out how to win me back." But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Jessica didn't break down crying like everyone expected. Instead, she started laughing, like full-on maniacal cackling that echoed through the entire cathedral. "That's hilarious," Jessica said, grabbing the microphone from the shocked priest, "because I've been seeing your brother Mark for 8 months. The church erupted into complete chaos. Sarah's jaw dropped to the floor. My cousin looked like he'd been struck by lightning. "You want to know the best part?" Jessica continued, her voice carrying to every corner of the packed church. "Mark's the one who told me about your pathetic little text conversations. We've been planning this dramatic reveal for weeks." She pulled out her own phone with a huge grin. "Should I read some of Mark's messages? The ones where he calls you both completely pathetic losers?" That's when Mark stood up from the groomsmen section, loosening his tie and smirking. "Hey, little bro. Thanks for paying for this beautiful wedding. Jessica and I are going to enjoy every penny of that Cancun honeymoon money." The entire wedding party was absolutely losing their minds. Bridesmaids were gasping, groomsmen were shouting, half the guests were frantically recording everything with their phones, and the other half were loudly arguing about whose fault this complete disaster was. My cousin desperately tried to salvage something from this wreckage. "This is completely insane. We can work this out somehow." But Jessica was already strutting down the aisle with Mark, her wedding dress flowing dramatically behind her. As they reached the massive church doors, she turned around one final time to address the stunned crowd. "Reception's still on, everyone, but it's now officially a celebration of me dodging the biggest bullet of my entire life. Open bar until midnight, courtesy of my ex-fiancé." She tossed her expensive bouquet high into the crowd and walked out arm in arm with Mark. My cousin was left standing there completely alone at the altar, while all 200 people filed past him to party without him. Sarah slipped out the back door looking absolutely mortified and defeated. The DJ immediately started blasting "I Will Survive" as the excited guests headed to the lavishly decorated reception hall. Even the elderly priest was struggling not to burst out laughing at the entire spectacle. I obviously stayed for the reception because this was entertainment gold. Jessica gave an inspiring speech about how sometimes the best revenge is simply living your absolute best life. The 3-tier chocolate cake was incredible, and surprisingly, nobody missed the groom at all. Mark and Jessica got married exactly 6 months later in a gorgeous beach ceremony in Hawaii. They actually sent my cousin a wedding invitation as the ultimate petty joke, complete with a photo of them on the beach. Sarah ended up dating the wedding photographer who captured the whole disaster. They bonded over the chaos and are apparently very happy together now. Definitely the best wedding disaster I've ever witnessed in my entire life, worth every awkward family dinner since.